Rishi, who are from Mobile Talk. As the team knows, for the last 2.5, 3 months, we have chatted to you about Mobile Talk, and we have said that we are about to embark on a fantastic partnership with this young, dynamic team. They reach I don't want to preempt Lyndon or Rishi in their overview, but what we have agreed is a model very similar to the supersonic model, that not only will we be doing the installations for Mobile Talk, but we are encouraging you to become entrepreneurs for Mobile Talk, to go out to your communities, to explain the service, to understand the product offering, and to become salespeople as well. So more and more, we are going to be utilizing this model for techies, because we understand you don't want to work for someone, but you want to work for yourself. And as the product offering develops, so do you. So Mobile Talk are a wireless provider. They provide 3 broadband and dedicated internet services, as well as having their own infrastructure and towers. But I really don't want to take any of Lyndon's thunder. And Lyndon, are you comfortable jumping in the interim till Rishi joins us?
Yeah, sure. He's actually just told me that he's having an issue with asking him to download the Teams app again. So he might be a few more minutes. But yeah, in the meantime, sure. I'm more than happy to jump in. There's a lot of look. I really do sit more on the core network side of things. Yeah. So as far as exactly the ins and outs of it and the installation procedures and processes, that's not really my thing. That's more of a Rishi and a Shaylin thing. But as an overview, I know largely what our plan is and how we'd like to roll out and those sorts of things. So if there's anything specific that you'd like me to go into, I'm more than willing to.
Okay. Do you want to perhaps just give us, I don't know if you want to wait a few minutes for Rishi, or do you want to perhaps just give us an overview of who Mobile Talk is as an organization?
Okay, sure. So Mobile Talk, there's really 2 entities involved. There's Mobile Talk itself, and there is RapidNet. Now, most people in the industry know us as Mobile Talk, and people who aren't necessarily in the industry know us more as the home, the retail facing or the home user facing side of things would be RapidNet. The real difference there is Rishi. So
hi, Rishi. Good evening.
How's it, guys?
Good evening. Lyndon was just had just kicked off to give us to all of the techies. Here is Rishi, who is the CEO of Mobile Talk. And Rishi, while we were waiting for you to join, Lyndon was just kicking off, giving us an overview of who Mobile Talk is.
Yes, okay. No problem. Lyndon can continue. I'll jump in a bit later on.
All right, cool. So look, the basis of it is, to give you an understanding of the 2 entities, Mobile Talk really deals with your more corporate internet services. We deal with other service providers, so the Voxes, the Ccoms, companies like that. We essentially supply last mile services for them, and we do a number of different things along those lines. However, what your side of things, or what we're really interested in the MyTechie thing, at least to begin with, is consumers. So home installations. Now, we've been in the home broadband space for probably about 5 or 6 years now, and that footprint has continued to grow. But we've seen that there's a lot of information, there's a lot of people who are missing out. So what we've done is we've specifically built a product set that is affordable for a lot more people, and this is where we want MyTechie to come in, really, and this is to assist us with the installations. And to assist us with potentially even some of the support going forward, and then obviously the sales side of things. So we supply microwave home broadband services, uncapped, unshaped, and on a prepaid basis to a number of communities. This is slowly starting to push out. We've recently built the Sky City network out towards Alberton. There's the Blue Hills network, which does Blue Hills and can't even remember what one. Yeah, Olivenhout, Olivenhout, Cosmo, places like that. So we're really looking for people who can jump in, give us assistance with actually rolling those services out.
Awesome. Rishi, do you want Rishi, just to give you a quick overview? We 38 participants in today's team talk. We invited our team from across the country because we know that you're in Gauteng and KZN, but you will be rolling out to the rest of South Africa. We had explained to the techies that Mobile Talk were coming on as a partner of ours, and that we want to introduce the same model that we have with Supersonic, that our techies, we will get the opportunity to do installations on your behalf, but more importantly, we are also empowering our techies to go to their local communities and to become agents of yours as well. So when they get a client or a customer to sign up, they will also get the installation of your product. So really today is to give everybody an overview of who Mobile Talk is and why the average person should be signing up or wanting the Mobile Talk connectivity versus anyone else.
Yes. Okay, cool. No probs. Just to expand a little bit on what Lyndon mentioned, with regards to supporting consumer clients, that's the target market. The business side, we sort of, it's a different entity. We won't go too much in detail with regards to the business side of things. Maybe sometime in the future, there will be some opportunities there. But basically, we want to take this model. I shared the pricing and stuff with you as well. We want to take this model out to different towns, different communities, areas that are underserviced. As long as we can get fiber to backhaul traffic from a town or an area, we'll provision wireless services in that area. So, from our side for the techs, on your side, it's pretty straightforward. It's not difficult in terms of installations and setup. We'll provide the full training right from the beginning in terms of when the survey is done, right until the customer is commissioned and handed over to us. So we'll give quite a bit of guidance there as well, and we'll just guide the guys through as to how the whole process works. So a basic rundown: if a client inquires about a service, currently they would either send us a WhatsApp. We have a few guys marketing in different areas at the moment. So if the guys do send any inquiries, we receive them either via email or we receive them via WhatsApp on our business WhatsApp line, or the client phones in. So, at the moment, those are the three methods we could get, or the website. So those are the four methods we could get an inquiry. And what happens is that then gets lodged on our CRM platform, and a survey date gets booked. Now, generally, with the areas that we're focusing on, the reason why we want to have MyTechie on board is so that we can sort of fast track the process of getting the installations and /surveys done, so that we can get these clients onboarded as quick as possible. So with the different areas we're bringing up, there's no way that we can actually cope internally with resource-wise with the number of installs and the number of surveys and everything else that comes on board. And therefore, we're chatting to you guys. And I think it's a good fit for us. For us, it makes sense. Coming back to the process, once the inquiry is on our system, we book the survey. One of our techs go out, they check if we can see one of our base stations. And obviously, we market in those areas where we have coverage. So we're not going to market where we currently don't have. We do get inquiries randomly in different areas, but we generally market in the areas where we have coverage. And we've also gone around building multiple base stations in areas like Cosmo, in areas like Alex, a few other areas as well, building multiple base stations just to keep our CPE costs down. So, and obviously ease up on the installation. So the installations become a lot easier. Installation materials become a lot cheaper for us as well. The base stations obviously take a bit more time to deploy and a bit more costly. But in the long run, we find that it's a lot less work from an installation point of view and a cost from an installation point of view. Once the feasibility comes back positive, our techs obviously go out to site. They climb up a customer's roof. they have a look if they can physically see the base station. I know there's a lot of service providers out there, if it's sort of partial line of sight or close enough, or some trees on the way they'd install. We've seen quite a few installs like that. We prefer not to do that. We rather reject it, come back to the client a bit later on once we have coverage in the area. And if there's clear line of sight and we can see the base station, that's a positive feasibility, and we can go ahead and install the customer. And then once that comes back into our network or back into our CRM platform with pictures and everything else that our current techs do, we then contact the customer, give him the positive feedback, and we proceed with the installation documents and the contracts and everything else. So that's basically just basic rundown on what happens. Obviously, technically, there's a lot more that goes on in terms of configuration and stuff. And I think that physically we're going to have to get you guys on board and just give you a rundown. Look, it's nothing hectic. I mean, you guys have been doing installs for Supersonic, so you'll be pretty familiar with the installation process. It's pretty similar. Ethernet-based cable will supply the brackets, connectors, cables, everything else. You guys are pretty much just going to provide the labor and the resources to do the installations. So yeah, I think that's a basic rundown on what we want to do. And in terms of numbers, we obviously want to push out a lot more numbers than we currently have in those areas. And we see huge potential in those areas. The interest is really great. I mean, we've had a lot of positive feedback. And we've been chatting to Sharon and Andre for a while, and we've been busy working on the back end, getting all the infrastructure set up. So now we're ready to go. It's that stage where we're ready to kick off and move forward.
Rashid, this is incredibly exciting, and the fact that our techie team are going to be on the starting block with you, ready to kick off, it's truly appreciated. We value you giving us this opportunity. We really do. I know I'm going to open the field to questions, but I know, Andre, is this your screen that's been shared at the moment?
Yeah, no, I'm just chipping in here. Obviously, it's exciting, and we can do some more work for Mobile Talk. But yeah, we as I said, Rishi, in the email, we'd like to get a view of your footprint, where you guys are, so that we can start warming those techies up in those areas to push your product. Gauteng is. Let me just show you more or less where the techies are. Each of those little yellow balloons is the techie. Those big purple rings are the area leaders, the more senior guys. So we're pretty well stocked in Gauteng. Not all of those are Supersonic guys, but they're all available to do the kind of work you're looking at. We can also assist across Mpumalanga, KZN. We've got some nice guys around there. I don't know where you are in KZN, but all the way from Newcastle through to Ladysmith, Maritzburg, and then north and south coast, obviously Durban itself.
Yes.
And then throughout the country, if you want, we can mobilize these guys and girls for you. Okay.
I will send a pin locations of or Google Earth KMZ file of where these base stations actually located. So you guys have an idea of density, and the look. We have a lot more base stations, but it doesn't necessarily mean that we're installing consumers on those base stations. So some of them may have businesses only, some of them may have a combination of both, and some of them may not be an interest area for us at the moment in terms of the product we're trying to push out now. So what I'll do is I'll give you the areas that we're focusing on now and the number of sites we have in the area. Sky City, for instance, is one of those areas where we have a 12-meter lattice structure in the area, and it's a pretty flat area. So it covers, the one base station covers probably 90% of the area. So there's not going to be too many sites, although we do have, I think, 2 other sites or 3 other sites in the area, but that tower is going to be the dominant site. So we'll share those little sites as well, depending, some of the houses may be double story and we may not get to it from a certain area. But yeah, I'll share those locations with you guys so you have an idea of exactly where they are.
Excellent. We've got lots of people around that can can jump in, and they also very community based, so they know the community, they're part of the community, they sing the community songs, they talk the community language, so they can definitely push the mobile talk story into the community. It can help you with sales, driving sales up. And if it's consumer that you're aiming at, there's plenty of those available. You can see how dense this area is around Sky City.
Correct.
Plenty of opportunity. If you go and look there, you'll see a ton of DSTV dishes as well.
Yes.
So,
Yeah. No. There's that's one of the reasons we focused on bringing the services into these areas, because the densities are there, and plus, besides that, it also enhances the guys in those areas to sort of sell and earn an income on the sale as well as the installation as well. I mean, it's a pleasure for us if they can do that. And like Lyndon said, maybe expand even on the maintenance side to start doing maintenance and stuff in the area as well.
Yeah, it will also shorten your time to repair, because if a client goes off the air, you don't have to dispatch somebody all the way from Midrand to go there. When we've got a techie that's living close by, they can have a look and see what's going down. Or, with load shedding at the moment and with this kind of stuff happening, the guys are pretty aware of what's going on around them, and they can respond. So I think the guys in the team must talk. I mean, you guys maybe want to chip in. Some of you have done supersonic installations. How do you feel about taking this on? Is this of interest? Tell us from your point of view. Chucky, I see Chucky's on board there. He's one of our supersonic installers. Earvolt, I see a couple of names I recognize that have done work in high tech. Chip in, guys.
Yeah, guys, so this is over to you. I know, Andre, to jump in, I know two of the questions the techies will be asking. And Rishi, that's how much? How much are the packages? What makes this cost effective for community members?
Yes.
And do you assist with marketing collateral? Our team are becoming absolute pro marketeers. They are putting us to shame. But the first question they ask is, have you got a flyer? If they go from door to door, have you got a flyer that they can physically distribute?
We produce flyers like by 20,000 at a time or 30,000 at a time. So in terms of material to provide those the guys for marketing, there's like plenty of flyers available. Also, we do keep a whole lot of T-shirts and stuff as well. So if the guys are going out marketing, we can kit them out in those areas as well, so that clients are aware that they actually represent RapidNet. For instance. So, I mean, from a marketing point of view, we will help them get up to speed and in terms of the product as well. Obviously, not just on the installation side, but the product as well, because if they're selling it, they need to know the ins and outs of the product as well.
For sure. This is the first of many meetings we're going to have. We'll have a dedicated training session, which will be critical. But guys, handing over to you now, to the techies. We've got Rishi and Lyndon here. What is this is this an opportunity you want to seize? And if so, how do you suggest you tackle this? Or are you too busy making money on other projects? Come on, Chucky, you've always got something to say.
You know, I'm the first one to jump on it. That I don't have much to say. I'm the first one on that one.
Are you jumping on?
100%.
Are you gonna be painting Mamelodi with RapidNet?
As always.
So we just need your T-shirt size now.
Yeah, I mean, we'll provide whatever collateral and stuff the guys need. So, I mean, there's basic on the sales side in terms of the product. Like Lyndon said, the products are uncapped, unshaped. We provide 3 products at the moment. It's a 5, 10, and the 20 meg, uncapped, unshaped. The guys can do what they want on it. It's a prepaid based product which works off a portal that the customer signs up to, and he can buy packages for 30 days or 7 days or whatever it is that he wants. So on the flyer here, we've got the different speeds and the pricing. That's obviously the 30-day package. So every 30 days, he can purchase a package using his credit card. I know in some of these areas, we also have a voucher-based system as well. But we haven't integrated the vouchers into the current platform for the prepaid. So, and I can't even, Lyndon knows it's a bit of a process integrating the two together. So we can't do it right now, but at sometime in the future, we want to have that. I see Victor's got his hand up.
We just before we go to Victor, we've got somebody who put. Okay, go Victor, go.
Oh, okay. Sorry for jumping in there. I was so quick. All right. Evening, everyone. Yeah, I just have a quick. Yes, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Right. Now, I just want to quickly ask, is this a licensed or unlicensed? And then also, can you just maybe clarify what is the uptime? Is it 99.9 or in terms of the link stability?
Look, we work in ISM band space. So we do have licensed, like I said, between our base stations in the different regions, we do have licensed links as well. We do have a combination of licensed band microwave links. We do have a combination of fiber backhauls as well from our base stations. But the drop down to the customer is always an ISM band link. It's a 5 gigahertz ubiquity radio that we're currently using. So it's ISM band, yeah. And our network uptime is pretty good. You're probably looking at about a 99.5% currently on the backhauls. It's difficult with the consumer client because there could be many factors on the consumer side. For instance, the client leaves home and he switches his equipment off. So we don't monitor a consumer client as such actively. They on the network, we're tracking the info, everything else in terms of the data and the usage and the and things like that. But we don't flag a consumer customer as high priority in terms of responding to them immediately like we do with the business customer, because that customer obviously pays for an SLA. So on the consumer side, yes, we provide high availability, but it's not the same as business.
Does that answer your question, Victor?
Yes, it does. Thank you very much. Fair enough.
Thank you. We've got, there's no name attached. There's just a 3727501887, but your hand is raised. Please ask your question.
Is that the lotto number for the weekend?
It's our lotto numbers.
Good evening, everyone.
Evening. Who are we talking to?
Yeah, sorry, I forgot to write my name. It's Lucas in Mpumalanga.
Okay, hi.
Yes, I see. I hear you only focus this installation base station based in Gauteng and KZN. What about the other provinces?
So
Like,
Lucas,
I'm currently in Mpumalanga.
So Lucas, if you have an area of
Come again?
interest, sorry, you can carry on.
Yes,
go ahead, Rishi.
I'm asking about, province like Mpumalanga. Will we, if I have the clients in this area, will we have the base station installed in our areas?
Yes.
Okay.
So Rishi,
No,
do you want to just elaborate on that? Do you see your footprint, because I see we've got Checkmore from the Northern Cape who's also joined us. Do you see your footprint expanding to all 9 provinces?
Definitely. So that's the reason why we're chatting to you guys. I think it sparked my interest when you sent a mail out regarding the marketing. I think you and Lyndon obviously chatted a bit about the marketing. Lyndon forwarded that info. I don't even remember if it actually came through an email, but it made sense for us that we use the local resources to market and install and possibly maintain those clients as well in those areas. So we are keen to build infrastructure in any one of the provinces, in any town or community. But like I said, as long as we can get that traffic back into the network, Supersonic it's a different ball game. We do deal with the MTN as well in terms of backhaul fiber and microwave and things like that as well in certain areas. But as long as we can get from the region back into Jericho, Joburg, Durban, or Cape Town, we're good to go basically.
So Rishi, if we can bring you a community that's underserviced and maybe 300 people, and give you a polygon to say, look, this bunch here, no one's servicing them. Do you want it? And then you will have to find the backhaul, or maybe we can assist you.
Correct. Yeah,
you can start looking at that community, because the guys in Northern Cape and Mpumalanga, Limpopo, there's lots of opportunities there. Clusters of huge amounts of people that are underserviced.
Correct.
And this community can get you an indicative demand, and you can decide if you want to pick it up or not.
Correct. Look, there's different models we can go into these areas with. Remember, this dedicated home internet service is one of them. We also have the ability to do voucher-based sort of Wi-Fi access into some of these communities as well, where if it's not feasible for the guy to have, or cost effective for him to have an antenna dedicated to him, then we could look at the Wi-Fi model as well. So there are two different models we can look at, and I think a lot of these communities can leverage off both those scenarios as well. And also from a cost point of view, we do have a Wi-Fi based product that sells for R5 a day for uncapped. So those are the two products. So in different communities, we can leverage off different platforms, and we can supply services into those areas. So we're definitely keen at looking at different areas. We obviously, like I said, we obviously need that backhaul capacity back into one of the data centers, but we'll do the footwork in terms of checking if there is coverage in the area.
That's phenomenal. Guys, opening up to questions. What else would you like to ask Rishi and Lyndon while they're online? Or is it pretty much
maybe you guys will have a few questions after the meeting that you didn't think of. So maybe put a list of questions as well, and then Sharon can forward that on to us. And we can answer your questions as well. If there's something that you don't think of now, we can always answer your questions a bit later on.
That's phenomenal. Rishi, sorry, Andre, go ahead.
No, I'll mute my mic. It's nothing. I'm not asking anything.
Rishi, just to ask, it's great that you supply the material. I mean, that is really a bonus. But I'm assuming our techies just need the standard equipment as they would for any installation. There's nothing dramatic that they need. I know Chickmore from the Northern Cape, when he does VSAT installations, he has to use a very expensive SAT meter. But I'm assuming that none of this hugely expensive equipment is required for your installations.
No, not at all. So the guys can either configure the equipment with their laptops. Obviously they need a laptop, and then I've sent you a list of those tools as well. And I think most of the guys, if they're doing supersonic installs and stuff, they'd have 90% of the equipment already, or 99% of it. So from an installation point of view, there's nothing special that's required. The laptop's the main thing, I guess.
How do they check signal strength? Is that by connecting with the laptop?
Yeah, it's GUI based. Once you're plugged into your laptop, it gives you a GUI that you can actually check the levels and stuff.
And they have to have some sort of line of sight direction towards your base station, right?
Correct. And as the guys start working the area, they'd know where the base stations are, and generally they would look in that direction, and point the device to that base station. But when we request the install, we'll obviously tell the guys it's going to this site.
Hey, Victor, you've got another question?
Yes, I do have. Just hit my mind. Here's another question. I just want to know if we will be focusing only on the client side, or will it also be the high side as well? Just want to know if we will be doing both, or just only one side.
So the base station setup is a little bit more tricky in terms of the equipment we're using on the base stations and the setup. So on the base station side, we'll handle that for now, but it doesn't limit you to depending on the area you're in, to support our base stations and learn a bit more. Like we mentioned before, if we have a resource in the area, I'd rather upskill that resource to handle maintenance, base stations, anything else that comes along. We don't want to go and start employing people in every single area. We'd rather use you guys to actually set up this network and give you the work rather continuously. And that's why I think on the maintenance side, especially on the regions that we don't cover at the moment, we'd pass that work on to you guys.
Awesome. Victor, does that answer your question?
Yes, 100%.
Okay.
That's great. So, Rishi, our techies normally absorb all of this, and you're quite right. We have WhatsApp groups for each province, and we will coordinate and collate all the information that is fed back to us. And between you, Andre, and the team, we will plot the timeline for the training, which I know that the techies are looking forward to. So we will plot the training and how they have to pass your high standards.
Yes.
And from there, we're ready to issue some joint press releases to say we're working together and expect a knock on the door within your communities.
Good. Yeah, no, great. I mean, we're looking forward to it as well. I think step 2 would be just getting some training, scheduling some time, just getting the guys used to the kit. And like I said, it's straightforward. There's nothing major that the guys have to worry about. We'll guide them throughout the installation. I mean, the guys doing installations locally here in Gauteng or other regions, we can have resources available, to them for a few installs, and then they can go ahead on their own from there.
Checkmore, hi, welcome. Checkmore is based in the Northern Cape. Go ahead, Checkmore. What would you like to ask?
Thank you very much. How are you all? I'm sorry I joined late because I was struggling to join in. I haven't got the basic of this type of equipment that they're talking about. Is it possible you can put the write-up or the manuals on WhatsApp or email so that I can go through it, because I haven't heard from the beginning.
We have a shared Google Drive for Mobile Talk, and I'll share it with the guys. We've been restricting it a little bit to Gauteng at the moment because we know that's where the work's going to start. But there is an instruction manual, and all the necessary documentation is there. And once we get the location of the towers, we'll also put that there. So we'll guide you in the same way with the other projects. I'll give you the link to the Google Drive where you can read the instruction manual, and we'll probably also arrange you will have training, obviously, if you're going to do the installations. There'll probably be a test, and then we'll test you in the real world. You know what it's like. 3 strikes and you're out, eh?
Oh, thank you. Fantastic. That will be wonderful.
Cool.
Rishi, just to give you some background about Checkmore, he literally saved a IEC voting station hours before the voting station was due to open. He got the contract to install the VSATs in the Northern Cape. The first destination he got was completely the wrong time. So when they redirected him 150 kilometers in the opposite direction, it was not a bricks and mortar structure. It was a semi-permanent structure, obviously for a voting station in the middle of nowhere. Checkmore then had to dash after hours to the local hardware store that was another 100 kilometers away to custom make a bracket to install the VSAT to open up the IEC voting station. So we like to thank Checkmore for keeping democracy open and our votes open in the Northern Cape. So when you start to deal with MyTechie, that's the level of professionalism you're dealing with. Yeah.
Well done, Checkmore. But it's the same on our side. We'll obviously bend over backwards to get the installations done. We very much the same in terms of, I think the synergies are great because we are the same. If we we'll make things work. You know, we build. I mean, we go right down from building our own brackets to manufacturing our own towers. So we do quite a lot of the stuff ourselves in a house. You know, so it's great. I mean, to have someone like that on the field, it's great. It'll go a long way.
That's it's not a coincidence that we both have the MT, Mobile Talk, MyTechie. We work together.
Yeah.
Rishi, it goes without saying, we have a great number of artisans both on this team talk and on our group. So if you need any artisans to
welders,
help,
we got electricians, we got fitters and turners. I've got pivot technicians, reefer technicians, and that's not guys who smoke anything. These are guys working in the docks. But power, we got a lot of electricians. We're doing a smart energy rollout for CBR. So there's guys that understand solar, PV, IoT. There's probably a lot of little things we can assist you with as we grow together over time.
Yes, yeah, we are busy engaging with third party now at the moment regarding IoT as well, but it's still early stages. We've literally just signed the NDAs and stuff. So this is also going to come into play in these areas as well from an IoT point of view.
Yeah, look, as soon as you've got a decent broadband connection with an Ethernet point in a home, in a business, in an agricultural area, it opens up a plethora of opportunity for IoT as well.
Correct.
So the guys want opportunity density. They want to be the technician in that community that can do everything around that 5-10 kilometer radius, you know.
Correct. So yeah, these guys also are aware of what we're doing at the moment, and therefore they've approached us to try and piggyback off our sites as well, because they just need connectivity to these devices. So yeah, there will be more in the pipeline as it expands out. So besides the internet to the customer, there'll be a few more add-ons coming in a bit later on.
Excellent. I think, Sharon, we need to wrap up. Yeah,
Yes, I'm just going to zoot around the team for closing remarks. Before I do, last chance, guys. Any questions from your side to Rishi and Lyndon? Nope. I'm just going to zoot around to our team. Clements is our project manager, and Clements will be very instrumental in. Oh, we've got a hand up. Let me just quickly scroll to the top. Emmanuel, please go ahead.
Hello, how are you, everyone?
How's it?
Good, and you?
Good, man. I'm sorry, I was struggling with the network as well, so I was actually trying to listen up here and just to try to catch up, but I'm totally lost. So,
Emmanuel, I'll tell you what, we've recorded the session.
Okay.
So I'm going to send everybody a recording of the session so we don't have to recap the last hour. So I will send everybody a recording of the session if that's okay with you.
Yeah, no, perfectly fine. Like, is it going to be on WhatsApp, email, or what?
I'll send you the connection via WhatsApp. We've got Vincent for the first time joining us.
YouTube channel.
So do you have my numbers? Can you see my number from your side, or?
If you did you read it on the WhatsApp, the message for this meeting?
Yes.
Then then it's on that very same WhatsApp group that we will send the link for the recording.
It'll be on the YouTube channel, Emmanuel.
Okay.
No problem, but it's nice that you joined us. I know you were struggling.
If you need internet connection, we can get a Mobile Talk wireless community service to you.
Sure, here's the customer.
So just to zoot around our team, we have, as I was saying, we have Clements.
I'm not sure what I'm making up.
Sorry, Manuel, I lost you. Okay.
Hello.
Clements, any comments you want to make as our project manager?
Thank you for the opportunity. I think it's exciting times ahead. We're ready to embrace the work, and we are ready to partner and deliver.
Great.
Awesome. Jason is our compliance manager. So, Rishi, if there's any specific documentation you need, obviously internally, all of our techies have met the compliance requirements.
Yes.
That's with terms of occupational health and safety, certification for ladders, etc., etc. They are featured with us. But if there's anything you need over and above, then Jason is your go-to man.
Okay.
Jason, I don't know if you want to just say 2 words.
Hi, that's me.
Okay.
I'll be in touch with you in terms of what we need, and you can tell me what you need.
Okay, no problems. That's fine.
Then we have Bronwyn, who's our financial manager, and I can assure you she'll be invoicing you quick sticks. So that, Bron, is there anything you would like to add?
Good evening, team. No, very excited about the opportunity. And Sharon, you're quite right. I sit on both sides of the fence, making sure that the client is happy and making sure that our techies get paid. So looking forward to working with you.
Cool.
Great. Chucky's just messaged saying how much. Chucky, it's a great question. We are just buttoning down the amounts with Mobile Talk. They are not in the ballpark of Supersonic. This is a small startup company that are partnering with us as they take their first steps. So we've agreed that we will partner with them. It's up to you whether you want to accept or reject the payments, but we know that as Mobile Talk grows, we will grow with them. And at this stage, we are looking at doing more volumes. Correct me if I'm wrong, Rishi, you were saying that an installation is under 2 hours, if I'm correct, yes, and that the techies can easily manage 5 or 6 installations a day.
Yeah, easily. So, like depending on the install, you may come up with 1 or 2 installations that may take you a bit longer. But installations are generally, it shouldn't take you more than 2 hours.
Fantastic. Yeah. Vincent, you officially joined the team this morning at 8:30. You're 2 hours ahead of us in Mauritius, but Vincent's gonna assist you, the techies, with how we tackle becoming sales and marketing agents, not just for Mobile Talk, but for all products. So Vince, do you want to jump in and maybe give a comment?
Hi everyone. Yeah, give me a second. Got my camera on there. Yeah, so right now I'm just getting up to speed with the evolution of MyTechie. Very exciting to see the uptake and the various stakeholders recognizing their respective value proposition. And yeah, things are looking very excited, and I'm looking forward to getting to know the techies and helping them learn some simple sort of sales techniques about how to sell yourself. But yeah, we'll get there. Thank you, Sharon.
Thanks, Vince. Now, Janine is obviously our most critical cog in the wheel, and she will, with you, Rishi, decide on the best. I know that you will give us access to your program, but Janine really is the manager of allocations and being the direct source of how jobs are allocated. So, yeah. Janine, do you want to give any input?
Hi, Rishi, Lyndon, and everyone else. We look forward to working with you, Rishi. I'm sure Andre and Sharon have taken you through our app and the process,
yes,
of how it captures real-time evidence.
Yes.
So I'll work with you in terms of getting the work out to the technicians.
Okay.
Speedily, and then when it comes back for QA, Clemens generally does the QA, and then we sign it off and send it to you for final sign-off.
Okay.
So it's a smooth process, and you've got records of everything.
All right. Perfect.
Yeah, and we're always available, so it is very quick and seamless.
Okay, I'm sure after the first few, we'll sort of get the hang of it.
Absolutely.
And then yeah, once the first few are done, we'll be fine.
Yep. And also, once you've said that this is what's needed, I put the directions on the job request.
Yes.
And we also can do an attachment to that job request, which gives the techies as much information as possible.
Yes.
And it is once they've done 1 or 2, it's generally very seamless. So
yes, correct.
Yeah.
Thanks.
We're very excited to be working with you guys on this.
Thanks.
Before I hand over to Andre to just wrap up and conclude, Sazi's just asked if I know you put the brochure up, but why don't you just give us a quick, the price per household again?
So we start from a 5 meg service. So it's 5 megabits per second, and then that's the speed, and then the service is uncapped, unshaped. That's 150 rand. The 10 meg is 200 rand, and the 20 meg is 300 rand.
So guys, you can see the prices are very, very competitive, extremely competitive pricing.
Yeah.
And I see on the chat we've got a lot of smiles coming up. But now to the big cheese, Mr. Hoffman, if you would like to wrap us up for the evening. I think you're muted.
Can't you lip read? What's wrong with you people? No, thanks, Rishi and Lyndon and Sharon and the team for this opportunity. We're looking forward to it. We are busy getting our feet wet in this game. We started this business, Rishi, as I told you a couple of years ago, but then COVID got in the way. But this year, it's different. So the guys are climbing ladders, getting on roofs, putting antennas up, running cable. So this is going to be a doddle for them. They're very keen to get involved. They want opportunity density. And as you know, this game is critical to the country. We need internet, we need broadband, we need this always-on experience. So what the product that you've got and that we can help you sell and install and maintain is perfect for the country. And I think the areas that you've chosen to go into are ideal as well, because they areas which other service providers have kind of neglected. So we want to get in there. We want to create opportunity density for our technicians and go beyond that, because we also want to look at leveraging what the communities have in those communities to keep the money flowing into those communities and upskill these guys with micro credentials. Like you say, you're also looking at partnering with an IoT company. So if we can in any way assist with that, because when it comes down to smart hands at the edge, we believe we can help with that and get the ecosystem working properly. So let's get the show on the road. We're looking forward to your offices are based in Kalami, if I recall.
Yes.
So we've also got a warehouse in Samrand, but we've now established stockroom facilities in Cape Town, Verulam, Pietermaritzburg, Ladysmith, Newcastle, Margate, and as we go in, we're looking now at doing something in Witbank, Middelburg, and Nelspruit, Polokwane. So we'll be able to mobilize quite quickly for you when you want to go national.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of those areas you mentioned are areas of interest for us already. So
yeah,
I think it's going to expand, and I think once we get off the ground, it'll start flowing, and we'll be able to get other areas and stuff up and running. I'm busy on the back end building infrastructure for high level of deployments as well. So we're gearing up so that we have enough of equipment and enough of hardware to get out there as well.
Even my old company, Link Africa, contacted me the other day and said, can we come and help them? I said, of course, no problem. Twice the price for half the quantity.
Link needs all the help they can get. That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. Well, I think that's it, guys and girls.
Yeah. Rishi, Lyndon, thank you so much. We will dot the I's and cross the T's. And on behalf of all of the technicians across South Africa, thanks so much and good night, everyone.
Okay. Thanks a lot,
Thank
guys.
you to everyone.
Have a
Cheers.
good week. Okay.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.